Hi, greetings from the Pacific Northwest. Bo here. Vinyl finds, got some Lunchbox finds. Trying to class up my act a little bit, even though in the background you can see it's very childish. Lunchbox is kind of becoming my got a cough drop going. Sorry, folks. It's pretty rude, but you'll deal with it and you'll like it. That's the bottom line. I don't know why I say that. Anyhow, this one threw me off a bit. This is a SWAT. It was only on one season in 75, 76, 76, 77, somewhere in that range. Robert Urich, pre-Dan Tana days. Because it's plastic. And I was pretty sure that back in the day that they didn't switch over to plastic until the 80s, but there was a move, because there was a movement. Kids were hitting each other with these metal lunchboxes, so there was a movement to go plastic. Why this one is plastic, I don't know, but it turns out that's the original box. It does not have the thermos. But I was a fan of the TV show SWAT, so I had to grab that. I only grab lunchboxes when they're cheap. And I mean cheap because I'm not an investor, I'm not a collector. I'm a collector, but I like to display them. That's the thing. Now we got the Munsters. Now this thing is in really bad shape. This is normally a very expensive box. This is the only reason I have it, because it was practically free. It's in pretty rough shape. Pitted on the front here, as you can see, lots of rust. Munsters. The Standells, guest starred once. There's Grandpa. There's Herman. Turn like that. As you can see, it's pretty bad shape. It's got the original Maryland before Pat Priest took over. Look at the graphics on this side. It's really bad. But anyhow, it's still, because of the price, I couldn't pass that up. That's cool. The Munsters. Fred Gwynn, Yvonne DiCarlo. Anyhow, so let's move on to the vinyl now. The lunchboxes are out of the way. I've kind of been trying to expand my horizons a little bit, moving into more modern music, now that we're in the 21st century. I still collect the garage, I still collect the psych, but it's getting harder to find stuff. And I have a lot of it. I've actually been purging a lot of stuff too, because it just didn't fit with what I've been listening to. So let's start with some VCLT from Trevor the Clever. This is Sam Cooke. This is Cooke's Tour, original RCA, beautiful record. This is Sam doing more standards. Not as much R&B and blues as more standards, but he's got such a beautiful voice. Thank you, Trevor. That means a lot to me that you sent that to me. I'm going to take these from the bottom. Okay, I've been getting a lot of recommendations recently from the Vinyl Guru about her channel. Not to pigeonhole it, because she enjoys garage, psych, 80s, all kinds of stuff too. But she's a lot more knowledgeable about newer music, so I've been trying to pick up on some clues and get some stuff. And this is Angel Olsen, My Woman, indie rock, pleasant vocals, nice to listen to. Similar in style as this. This is Sharon Van Etten, Are We There? Does nice music to relax to, put your feet up to, listen. This next one is a little bit edgier. This is St. Vincent's Marry Me. Her guitar playing style is very interesting. Plays it a little bit differently than a lot of people. I got it because of this Jesus Saves, I Spend track. I thought that was pretty hilarious. But this What Me Worry track, that's the track on here. That's very good, 60s garage, fuzzy, outstanding record. I recommend this a lot, but there's better coming yet, in my opinion. This, for example, this is Rival Sons. Unfortunately, a lot of their stuff's out of print, so it's harder to find. This is their newest record. If you're fans of Led Zeppelin or Greta Van Fleet, you're right up your alley. These guys rock. This is some really killer guitar rock. I highly recommend Rival Sons. What else we got? Oh, and then how I slept on this one, I don't know, but I totally missed this when it came out. This is Chris Cornell's Higher Truth. Big fan of Soundgarden, Audio Slave. There used to be a Soundgarden poster in here. It's out now in the living room. But yeah, a huge fan. Missed it. I just was so preoccupied with records from the 60s that I missed out on a lot of good stuff. So Rectified. I got this. This is a great album. Okay. Now, another thing I'm here for is the Vinyl Guru also started a thread on self-titled records, okay? So, now some of these may not count because let's just start with this one. This is Tim Rose. Self-titled, his name, Tim Rose. Folk guitar, really cool version of Hey Joe. That's the main reason I have this record. That's why people seek it out. This next one also, folk record on the Electra 4000. Anything Electra 4000 I recommend. This is Steve Noonan. And the nice thing about the Steve Noonan record is that half the songs are penned by I don't know if you have 17 or 18, but Jackson Browne. So that's a good one to grab. Another Electra 4000 record. This is David Blue. David Blue sounds a lot like Bob Dylan. He's channeling. This is Electra was known in these days, had been known prior to this as a folk label. So David Blue was kind of like the last of that folk kind of stuff, like they did Corner and like, they were blues folk kind of stuff. Three guys. But anyhow, then they discover Love. They move in more rock, psychedelic rock. So, but David Blue's on that, still in that folk vein that they were part of. This is Debbie Harry's first group. This is The Wind in the Willows. I don't like this record very much at all. Interesting too. It's the whole punch. It's like, you know, if you're at the rifle range, that's a nice tight grouping there, right? Okay, how about Todd Rundgren's first group, Naz? Open My Eyes, Hello, It's Me. Really good stuff. Roulette label, right? I talked to Tommy James about how shady that was. This is the Fallen Angels. Both their records are hard to find. This is the easier of the two to find. Nice bits of fuzzy garage to that as well. Speaking of fuzzy garage, it's on Mainstream. How about the Tangerine Zoo? Outstanding fuzzed up. Now this one's pretty hard to find. This one's even harder to find than the Tangerine Zoo. This is the Tiffany Shade. A lot of people think the Tiffany Shade were merely studio musicians. Found out that's not true. They were a real band. Great cover of Come Softly to Me. Now I don't know if they're taking credit for writing it or just arranging it. They don't make it clear here. But in parentheses, it's got Gretchen Christopher, Barbara Ellis, and Gary Troxel. They didn't write it, so I hope they're not taking credit for writing it because it was written by this genius right here, Brian McLean of Love. Yes, Arthur Lee is a friggin' genius, absolutely. Brian McLean doesn't get enough credit. The very birdsy influence. And as you see on this record, Come Softly to Me. Actually, they just call it Softly to Me. I guess they added the word come on theirs. Maybe that's why they say they write. It's the exact same song, folks. It's not even arranged any differently, in my opinion. But yeah. So this is a great record. And people that doubt Brian's veracity, where would Forever Changes be without and More Again, the starter track? I mean, that kind of grabs you. Now, it didn't sell well back in the day, but anyhow, I digress. All right. It's not the original sleeves. Don't pay any attention to that $15 price. That's not what it cost. This is the Velvet Underground, self-titled. This is probably my favorite Velvet Underground record. Unloaded is pretty good too. The latter Velvet Underground, after they changed the lineup a little bit, they were trying more for hits than the earlier group under the Warhol influence. But that's an outstanding record. And we'll go on the GNP Crescendo. This is the Orphan Egg. These were kids. They won a battle of the bands. Some pretty cool fuzzed out garage. They do a really cool version of the Everly Brothers Bird Dog. And then last but not least, mono copy of the Seeds debut, man. Pushing Too Hard's on here. Can't Seem to Make You Mine. Sky Saxon. This is a garage rock masterpiece. Anyhow, finds, lunchboxes, and of course, thread. Anyhow, speaking of threads, shaken, not stirred. We'll see you next time. Bye.